It's a true honor to be your host for today's inspirational speaker session. And also, we have Wendianto as a moderator for our all hands. For the first time, uh, we will watch the introduction for Bukit Vista Company. So, okay, thank you everyone, and hello again. Welcome to Weekly Inspirational Speaker. Before we dive into the main event, let's extend a warm welcome to our inspirational speaker for this session, none other than Mr. Florent Delente, the CEO at Emerhub. Hello, Mr. Florent. How are you today?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you with us. And Mr. Florence, your presence here today is immensely appreciated, and we are genuinely looking forward to your inspirational story. Now, let's delve into Mr. Florence's remarkable journey. Uh, Mr. Florence has actually come a long way in his professional career, but we only show the last five experience from Mr. Florence. So from Orexia as a senior consultant at 2013, and now Mr. Florence is the CEO of Emerhub. And I'll pass the mic over to you so you can share your extraordinary story, sir.
Yeah, thank you for for taking a look at my journey. Uh, my journey started more even before than that. You make me younger, which is good. But thank you. No, I started, indeed, in the finance industry before for a while, and I work in financial market in asset management, um, and uh, and I moved quickly to the consulting industry and strategy and management in Europe, and I advise a lot of bank, financial institution in asset management and corporate banking at the time, helping them to outsource or to expand their activities, or to merge bank in Europe and Middle East, and also to expand to Asia at the time, Hong Kong, or even North America. So it's been a long journey in finance for over 10 years at the time, and I think in 2015 I moved to Indonesia. At the time it was mostly for conservation. I wanted to make a break in my career, and I moved to Papua at the time, and this is why I moved to the tourism industry, and did a few things in east of Indonesia, and the resort industry, tourism, hospitality, like a bit Bukit Vista also is handling. And the pandemic arrived, so it was also
Mhm.
the time to make something different and to help also the community. I was thinking at the time here how
Okay.
to help people here by there was no tourists anymore. So by exporting the product and the knowledge from Indonesia, so I created Bali Bazaar that is still alive now and that help
Okay.
local people. Um, yeah, and after I moved to different things, and it's a long journey to summarize. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Wow, that was absolutely captivating, and your journey is nothing short of inspiring. And we're not just impressed, we're deeply moved by your words. And now, uh, let's transition to our Q&A session. I've gathered some questions from your LinkedIn profile, actually. Let's begin with the first question. In your role as a group CEO at Emerhub, you have recently taken on the responsibility. Could you share your vision and key strategies for driving the
Wait,
company?
for people, maybe to put in mute people who are not speaking because it's very.
Okay. Okay. Uh, could you share your vision and key strategies for driving the company's success in this position, and how you plan to leverage your previous experience, especially as a branch manager and business owner, to achieve your objective?
I, I think this is always the same for every business. You know, like I said to you, I work in the finance industry. I work in the hospitality industry. I work in the finance as well. And at the end, the only thing that you have to do is to bring values for your clients. Is to bring service to your clients and quality. So my vision is to be always client centric and focus, um, to always listen and to always trying to understand. This is
Mhm.
the most important things at each level: marketing, operation, sales. Always asking ourselves why I'm doing that, and 3 times. And if I don't have each time I have an answer, I have to ask myself again why 3 times. And so, how to achieve our objective? It's very simple. It's commitment. You don't make it in one day or 1 month. If you make a marketing strategy, your marketing, if you change all the time, every 2 days or 3 days or every month or 2 months, the client doesn't understand what you're doing. Is the consistency and is the commitment that you achieve. And this is exactly the same also in operation. Is the commitment that you do, is the consistency in your service, and is the sales, is the commitment with your client. Most of the deal clients are not going to me because I have a better product than yours, because my product is basically the same as competitor. But what I'm selling is my knowledge, is my commitment to them, and
Mhm.
it's my service to them. So at the end, this is the difference is human. This is yourself, and this is what you do. So yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, given Emerhub is one of our community experts, could you elaborate on how you became acquainted with Bukit Vista and what inspired your involvement with this club?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I cannot hear very well.
Okay, given Emerhub as one of our community experts in Bukit Vista, could you elaborate on how you became acquainted with us at Bukit Vista and what inspired your involvement with the club in Bukit Vista?
No, I don't exactly remember how we get in relation, but at the end, I think what we have is a complementary, and for clients service is like I said, I think your focus on the clients and on the service of the client,
Hmm.
good feedback from them. I have a few clients that are with you, and when I recommend them to you, they come back to me and they say, "Yeah, so I'm happy." So this is a good thing. This is what makes again the consistency in the service, and why is we are on the pre-market entry. Okay, we help people to come to Indonesia to understand the
Mm.
market, to understand why to invest here and how to invest. And after we bring them the solution on the legality and on the structuration. But once it's done, after it's not our business. And this is what you bring to them is what it is not our expertise. And we're happy with that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, uh, anyway, I'm certain many of our attendees have question of their own. Do you have any members of the audience would like to pose a question? Anyone?
Try to ask to business development people. they they probably have
Okay,
some interesting questions to be asked.
okay. Anyone?
Okay, Mahesi.
Okay, Mahesi. This course is yours, Kak Mahesi.
Hi, Florence. It's Mahisi. Okay, so recently we have several clients that coming into Bukit Vista, but it's creates kind of noise. And I talked together with your team member that you are currently also qualifying your client. Would you please let us know and share your insight to qualify the client? So later you only work with the qualified clients.
That we okay. Uh, I was not aware about that. So thank you for the question. And what do you mean by qualify the clients? Can you elaborate?
Okay, so actually on the upper funnel, like a lot of clients that comes to us only ask for several clients, but we have no deals at all. Like your service is actually legal and also tax consultation. So
Yeah.
a lot of client, I think they will come to you and ask several questions, but they don't make any deals at all. So how do you qualify them at the very first? So the clients that come to you is the one that's serious only.
No, I think in a general way, so everybody can come to us. There is no qualification or anything. We have a CRM also. We have question and 100 question every day from all around the world. And our commitment is to reply to each question in the next 8 hours. So there is no qualification or whatever. However, if somebody wants, sometimes people, may have a lot of questions. Okay, and at the end, it's you have to elaborate the answer, and especially in terms of tax consultation, when people are asking you what is the implication on the tax on their country, you may need some tax treaty and analysis between, I don't know, Hong Kong and Indonesia. And for that, you cannot give an answer like that. So you need time, you need research, and the person will take probably 1 hour to read or 2 hours to read the treaty. So this person needs, it's a tax consultation. So this person needs to be, it's not a free service, because while I have my team working on something, it means that for them, they cannot work for a client that has already paid for something. So this is not a term of qualification, but on a general question, we don't qualify client. We reply to all the client. I give you a story. And this is what I say all the time to my account executive team. I am one of our clients. He came to us because he wanted to make a visa. It's a simple thing. And at the end, this client, I recommended to one of his friends, and this friend came to us and bought a property with us and made a company. I mean, and it's one of our biggest clients. So if I rejected the first inquiry because I would say this is not the biggest value, I would have probably never be in touch with the other one. So there is no small client. This is always what I say. You never know that. You never know what's the implication behind. You never know what this person has connection. Networking connection is the most important. So if somebody is happy with even a simple service, it can bring a lot of service behind. So there is no qualification or whatever. However, I just want to reinforce that there is some questions sometimes people have to understand that needs a lot of time and knowledge. So a tax consultation, for sure, it's not something. If it's a general question, what is the taxation on a company in Indonesia, you can reply. But what is the implication for my job in Indonesia, in France, and the tax treaty, and for if I'm married, and you understand, this makes more implication. So yeah, I hope it answers your question.
Yeah, that's very clear, Florent. Thank you very much. Nice insight.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Foreign, for the answer. And as much as we'd love to continue, our time is limited. Or Mr. Jing, there's something that I want to say to Mr. Florent.
Yeah, I'll ask Lauren a question, right? So, Lauren, good to see you online again. How you doing?
Yeah, great. Nice to see you.
I have a good question. Speaking about opportunity, so what do you think that you see differently, having had the years of experience and also the, let's say, background that you have, that you wish younger people who are, let's say, like the people in this room, could see? Like that example that you shared with Mahesi about never underestimating a particular lead, I think is a good example. Are there any other examples of things that like you see as opportunities that might be missed by younger people because they have incomplete understanding, or like maybe you could share some of your wisdom there?
Yeah, that's a good, interesting point, especially in Indonesia.
Yeah.
We have a lot of young people here, and even in our staff, and we encourage also with internship now to have more and more people to transfer. We have challenge on our side, okay, with new generation. I think, I don't know if you're the same, we are on the same world, but I come from a world where people, you have to wake up in the morning, go to the office and come back and put your suit 9 to 5 and go back, you know. And now the challenge is that, especially since the COVID, everything has changed. The inspiration of everybody are different. You see on Instagram, we do marketing. So we promote good life in Bali. We promote easy life in Bali. But the challenge is to explain for our company, this is the biggest challenge. And I think for a lot of companies now, is to also explain, like I said, that work is commitment, there's a lot of implication, and that nothing is granted. That people that you see, they may be willing to hours before making just one shot. So this is the challenge that we sometimes have to remind.
Yeah.
Because the world is that it promotes, we promote, and especially in the industry and the reality. The people that invest in a villa are probably work 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
Be able to pay. This is the difficulty that we face. That we try also to transfer to the new generation. I would say the challenge also.
Excellent. I've noticed the same thing. Getting, let's say, when I was younger, I was definitely not a big fan of commitment at all, because you have your whole life ahead of you, right? Like that Khalid song, "Young, Dumb, and Broke." But I've noticed, yeah, if you really are looking for success in career or in life, you do need to, like you've said earlier, be consistent, and consistency comes from a committed workforce, committed team. So I think that's very valuable knowledge. It's something that might seem strange, but it actually, with wisdom and enough experience, it proves to be true.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me give it back to Reza. Thank you, for coming in today.
Thank you everyone for today. It's just because I have another meeting coming. So, but thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Florence, for sharing your journey, and thank you for gracing us with your presence today. So we will next to the next session is all hands for our company, and I'll give the time for Wendianto as a moderator.
Okay, so we can start now for the honest meeting. Before, thank you, Mr. Florent, for coming in today.
Thank you.
And then let's jump for the vision statement. Will be presented by Mr. Jing. Floor is yours, Mr. Jing.
Okay, happy Halloween, everybody. Today is October 31st. So the actual real. Yes, forgot.
There is a misdate on the PPT. Is that intentional?
Oh,
October 27, 2012.
no. That's our original poster for the original Halloween. Yeah. Okay, that's part of the story. Okay, good observation for Colin, but this is actually part of the story. I'll get to exactly what I mean by this particular date. It's a good Halloween story, okay? And it kind of is related very directly to the experience we're having as a company right now. This is an 11-year-old poster, by the way, which I've been actually using for the past 3 all hands. But if you haven't noticed it before, this was a event that Wayne and I held about 11 years ago. But that's not scary news. Here's the scary news. So there's a 75% bonus cap this month. I guess that's enough horror for Halloween. And if you guys don't understand what a bonus cap means, it means that individual bonuses will be reduced at maximum to 20%, 25% of their full value. So even if you were due to, let's say, get a 4 million bonus, it is cut down now to at most a 1 million bonus, okay? So bad news first, bad news fast. Why? Why? Does anyone know why? Anybody want to speak up and tell us why we're probably having to do this? Okay, all right. Since nobody's going to speak about it, I'll speak about it. We've failed for 2 months in a row to achieve revenue targets or hospitality targets. So I'm putting this in as essentially a strong warning that we shouldn't mess around. Okay. So 2 months in a row without achieving a target is embarrassing. I think we probably lost a little bit of focus since we had achieved our previous semester goal a bit early, but this is unacceptable. Okay. So we spent, as a company, about 10,000 hours of our collective time last month working on this goal. The previous month, guess what? We also spent about 10,000 hours of time working on this goal. But for 20,000 hours, we are still off target. Why? I think we wasted a lot of time as a company. Not each of you as an individual, but as a company. And I want to illustrate where this waste of time is generally coming from. All right, here are the 2 main things that I see where we waste time. One is a lack of decisiveness. So this is when you know what to do and you don't actually take the action. So you do know what to do, but you don't take the action. That's because there's a lack of decisiveness. The second thing is a lack of strategy, which is you don't know what to do and you don't ask. Those are where we generally spend the most amount of time wasting. Let's give a few examples of how we waste time. Number 1, managing doomed partner relationships. We spend a lot of time with partners that do not want to be transformed, that don't understand what strategy is, that cannot accept essentially terms of contract. We spend a lot of good time putting their problems on our SPI, then we manage their issues, and then we accept other particular things from them. So we spend a lot of time on these doomed partnerships. It's been proven since last May that fewer partnerships of higher quality lend to higher revenue and more onboard hospitality targets. I know it's a little bit counterintuitive. How do we actually make more money with fewer partnerships? Those of you that have been here since 2019 will know this. Bukit Vista manages fewer properties, and by all means, we manage fewer upscale properties than we did in 2019, but yet the company keeps growing. And it's because of this particular idea. If you don't waste your time, the revenue target and hospitality targets should actually activate. So those are the two things I see. Number two, expanding documentation, multiple sources of truth. So instead of actually doing what needs to be done with a little bit of courage or just some upper management thinking, we create documentation, create more documentation instead of doing the actual work. Our actual work is to delight partners, to delight guests. That's it. That's pretty much the simplicity of it. If they're delighted, we reach our revenue targets, we reach our hospitality targets. But sometimes we think that documentation, instead of supporting work, is the actual work. So this is a big problem that we have. So let's be aware of it. The next issue I see is a mismanagement of resources. We have amazing tools, we have amazing devices, we have amazing people. But sometimes we have people who are, let's say, upper managers, and they end up doing supervisor work. Sometimes we have supervisors that end up doing execution work. Sometimes we actually don't take our best players and put them in critical roles. And a lot of times we spend a lot of time thinking about our worst players on the team. That, I think, is a mismanagement of time and a mismanagement of resources. It starves the people who have potential. It indulges people who have no potential. And also, we don't really do each of our jobs. The last thing is a lack of critical thinking or feedback. So I think we put up and we asked everybody. I'm glad I have everyone's attention right now. This is the only time I've ever seen everyone really pay attention, right? But the lack of critical thinking or feedback means this. We've had strategic milestones up on the all hands for months, or for weeks at least. But I don't really see anybody giving any criticism or any feedback or anything about it, even though the people who actually put that up asked for it. I don't see anybody really bravely speaking up and asking about, like, is this the right thing we should do? Maybe this isn't a good use of our time. Maybe you need to lead instead of actually executing whatever it might be. I see people sometimes being shy. I see some people refusing to say anything because they don't want to be embarrassed. I see people not speaking up. Now, this isn't everywhere, but this is a problem that we face. And hopefully with this type of bonus cap, this will get your attention and get you to start thinking as individuals that it's probably more okay to say something at risk, maybe not actually saying the right thing or sharing an idea, rather than having this collective thing fall upon everyone. All right. These are some examples of what we do that are incorrect. So let's ask the critical question. What can you do? What can you as individuals do to earn a full bonus next month? Well, the company needs to succeed. We need to reach our goals. We need to reach our targets. But you as an individual can pay attention at the all hands, which I see most people doing now, not there's a bonus cap. At the all hands is generally where we talk about the most strategic, mission critical information that everybody should know. So instead of playing around or doing other work or taking a call or watching a YouTube video, whatever you might be doing, instead of actually paying attention, you should probably pay attention. You should probably use this opportunity also to give feedback to your colleagues and peers. Use this time as a way to pay attention. I think the second thing you can do is ask yourself if what you're choosing to work on every day actually gives impact. If what you're choosing to work on doesn't make any impact on revenue or hospitality scores in any meaningful way, it's probably the wrong thing. It's probably something that you're just doing as an activity to make yourself feel busy, but actually doesn't change whether or not we reach our targets as a company. And if you're not clear about that, ask a supervisor. Ask somebody who can be trusted with strategy, right? Back to this point again, right? If you don't know the strategy, if you're not really sure whether you're working on ads impact, please ask. Ask before the end of the month. Ask before we have to actually go in and employee journals and tell you everything that you probably did wrong. Actually, just ask this 2 questions to your supervisor. Ask your supervisors these questions, and I guarantee you'll do okay every month. What am I doing that actually adds impact to our company goals? And what am I doing that actually doesn't add impact or strays away from our company goals? If your supervisor gives you the wrong answer, they probably shouldn't supervise you, okay? But that is the key to unlocking this mess. All right, let's see. Do I have any other tips for everyone here? Perhaps. How about this? When we set up strategic milestones at the all hands, you're welcome to get feedback on it. You're welcome to criticize it. You're welcome to challenge the ideas of the people who put this in front and ask, are these actually the real milestones? Are these actually the things? What I see every day is that we're bad at this. That is welcome input. That is input that will benefit you and everybody else on this team as well. So speak up. All right. Anyways, that's that. So bonus cap announcement, bad news first. 6th evolution of the company is coming up in just about 2 months, and it is mandatory that all jobs in Bukit Vista will require AI competency. Because if we are using AI competency, then we can avoid this particular problem again. Because if we have 10,000 hours and we have, let's say, the full power of AI, we shouldn't be wasting as much time. All right? Okay, good. Thank you for those of you who don't understand. If you still don't understand that, maybe you should ask. All right. This particular evolution will affect all the groups here: engineering, marketing, business development, business intelligence, community management, property management, hospitality, and leadership. Okay. Now, as much for con, let's get to this particular question. This is why have I been using this particular poster for the past 3 all hands? So the poster you see on the left is the worst day of my life. The worst day of my life was October 27th, 2012. And this recent poster was one of the happiest days of my life. But why? Okay, so if you ever decide that you want to become your own entrepreneur, if you ever decide that you are sick of working for a boss like me and want to strike out and try your own thing, then I think this is a really good story, okay? This is a story of failing fast, and this is a story of what to do after you fail. So, October 27th, 2012, 11 years ago, Wyan and I had to make a very, very critical decision. We were just about to lose our entire market of the Norwegian students who came to rent 12 villas, 13 villas from us. So I came up with a really stupid idea that I would be able to get them back by hosting amazing parties. I was really enchanted with the power of social media and what you could do with social media. Facebook was just kind of growing at the time. So I thought, all right, we're going to have the most awesome, amazing Halloween party. We're going to knock this shit all over the place. And it's going to be amazing. And the students will decide to stay with us. So that didn't really happen, and these are not the students that stayed with us. We managed to actually have a haunted house. We spent $500 million on 2 nights organizing 2 massive Halloween parties, of which we failed our objective. The students eventually left anyways, and we basically blew all the money that we had made for the previous 3 years as a business, okay? However, a few nights ago was quite different. A few nights ago was really good. It was not a huge big event or anything. It was a community event. We invited our employees, we invited our partners, we invited our guests to come and share on Halloween with us 11 years later. Right? Came up with some new fun traditions of doing cake stands, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. And my point is this, that I think if you go through a particular process on a particular mission, you're going to have days on that mission when you don't succeed. But each of you have to decide what you are actually going to do when we encounter failure. You're going to give up, or are you going to struggle and try to actually rebuild it? I'm happy to say that right now this company is doing much, much better than it did 11 years ago. I'm happy now that I didn't change the name of the company, I didn't call it, I didn't sell it. We didn't do any of that. We decided to just persevere. And 11 years later, it is even stronger than before. And all of you guys are here with me to participate in this journey together. And I hope this particular story can be somewhat of an inspiration. That failure doesn't have to be part of who you are or who your company is or who your team are as an identity. Failure can be a position that you experience and can be part of your journey to eventually positively transform. I look back now, having lost all my employees and 500 million rupiah and the whole thing, and I think I learned one super valuable lesson that I see a lot of people still make when they decide to start their own business or they start their own particular ideas. It's just actually one very important lesson. It's called product market fit. Product market fit means you should not sell something that nobody actually wants to buy. So anyway, that was that lesson. Maybe the lesson today is don't waste time. Don't waste time with people that are wasting your time. Don't waste time if you can accelerate your productivity with the right tools. Don't waste time because you're all very young. The whole concept of your life is how much time you have had. So if you waste it, there's your fortune, there's your luck, there's everything that's good. Okay? All right. So back to our particular mission. We're here to inspire delight through hospitality innovations and positively transform guests, partners, and employees. Use this moment as a moment to really deeply think about how to positively transform. And I promise you we will succeed in the next rounds. All right, anyways, this is what success looks like. 3.3 million, overall rating of 4.65, five-star percentage of 76%. I'm still committed to reaching this goal. The first month hasn't been very successful, but it's okay. It's the first time that we're playing this game, so let's play this game correctly next time. Anyways, up on the bonuses to 5x if we achieve all three goals. They'll be measured from October 1st to March 31st, calculated on April 5th, 2024, 4 months in the new year. All right, these are the terms again. We don't need to go over them. You can just screenshot it. But that's it. All right, I'm done speaking. Hopefully that makes sense. And this is a good moment to reiterate. Be curious. I was very curious why I failed. I was like, why did I think it was such a good idea to have such an outrageously huge Halloween party? And then I've learned everything about that, and hopefully I have never to repeat that mistake again. Okay, that's it. Let me hand it back to
Wendy.
Yes, back to you, Wendy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing. Now we can move on to Airbnb Inside Dashboard. Will be presented by Kak Kayla. Kak Kayla, floor is yours.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Andy. Can you please help share the screen? All right. For those who probably doesn't know, this is Mango Sky, one of our partners in Kerobokan. Okay, just a briefing that we're going to have different properties being seen every single week. Next, let's check on how far we have come for the semester target related to the hospitality rating. You can go next, Wendy. All right, this is a reminder from October 1st until March 31st. We should be able to achieve 76% for the 5-star ratings and 4.65 for the overall rating. So how about our performance this week? Okay, the first one would be the accuracy. This is the first significant decline. We have a decrease by 0.9%. The current one, we are at 77% for the accuracy. Next, we have the check-in. For the check-in, still a stable increase. We are at 81.2% for the 5-star check-in ratings. Next, for the cleanliness, also a decrease in this one. We have a decrease of 0.8%. We are at 71.3%. Next, we have communications. In communications, also a stable increase from the last 2 weeks. We are at 80.5% for this week. Next, we have location, also a decrease. So we have basically three metrics that are on decrease side. We are at 68.5% for the locations. And last but not least, we have value. Next one, Wendy. Yep. This is also a stable increase. We are at 75.2%. So how far are we on the basically the overall quality. Next one. Okay, so during the past week, we saw a 0.3% increase. Still a stable increase for the 5-star ratings and overall rating. Although the growth rate is relatively slow, you can next on the slide, Wendy. Yes, this is basically the trend that we're trying to see the behavior. Next one for the overall. Yep. This is for the 5-star rating trend. If you see that we have a slower and slower. Oh, the one. Oh, sorry, it's J. It's we're having a slower and slower, much lower growth rate, even though it's still positive, and also goes the same for the overall rating on the next slide. All right. The last one would be the conclusions, Jay. We can conclude that during the past week, we saw 0.3% increase in our 5-star rating and 0.01 increase in our overall rating. Notably, we have observed a significant decline in the area of accuracy, cleanliness, and locations. When we dig deeper into these three categories, it is true that for the last 7 days, we received at least 185 reviews collected between October 23rd until now, and we achieved 72.9% for the 5-star and something about the 4-star until the 5-star with a little distributions, but also a significant impact heavily on the accuracy, cleanliness, and locations. For future details on what to do next, it would be presented, I believe, on the next all hands, but we should know that we have significant decline on those three things. I believe that's all for me. Thank you, Jay, and go back to you, Wendy.
Okay, thank you, Kak Ayla, for presenting. Maybe we can, next to weekly missions, we can jump on to the Bukit Vista mission to inspire the light through hospitality innovation that positively transform our employees. Will be presented first by Kashelin. Floor is yours.
Oh, okay. So this is actually a bit of a follow-up from Jing's update just now. So basically, we are back with our annual event of the Halloween party, guys. So I'd like to especially extend my gratitude to the team for hosting, to Krishna and Ardana for Jogja team, Reza and Radit for the online event, and for the offline event, Wayana, Nadia, Jing, as well as the whole team for your whole support. So this is basically one of the most awaited event of the year, and yeah, as Jing mentioned, it has like 11 years of like history, yeah, from the very first one. So yeah, glad that everyone actually enjoyed the process, and glad that everyone actually had fun during the event. P.S. Jogja team, you haven't sent your photos. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kashelin. Next, Kak Furkon.
Okay, thank you very much, Wendy. So the news that I would like to bring up is Gaya is actually now your HR knowledge manager, because you can ask several related HR questions to Gaya, as you can see on the screen. Like if you're wondering how to do request PTO, how to get access for Confirm Pro, how to receive Bukit Vista email, you can now ask it on Ask Anything and mention Gaya, and Gaya will deliver the answer right away. So this is a very good innovation that is executed by Rifki. So Rifki, thank you very much for your contribution there. However, it is not perfect yet. We still need inputs from everyone. If you have any related HR questions, just ask anything. Mention Gaya. If Gaya could not answer it at the moment, I will input the new knowledge management, and Rifki will also help to add it as well to the system. So for the next iteration, Gaya can answer it. And that's it. Thank you very much, Wendy. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Furkon. Now it's inspiring the hospitality industry through technological innovation will be delivered first by Karobin. Karobin, floor is yours.
Okay, we received some complaint from partner that our notification system is too STEMmy. I think we can educate our partner that they actually can turn off the notification and choose which content they want to receive. How to do that? Okay, first go to profile page, click notification. Can you okay,
Robin, can we see your face?
select which notification you want to receive? This is actually not a new feature. This feature already exists long time ago because our partner does not aware about this feature. If you receive complaint from partner about streaming notification, you can educate them how to turn it off. Okay. Next, bigger update routing system and authentication system. We are updating our authentication and routing system in bigger. Why? It's because it's already outdated. So this update will make bigger blank page if you are not clear the cookies. So how to clear the cookies? Okay, click cookies and site data on the left of website URL. Click cookies. Click manage cookies and site data. And then delete cookies for bigger.bukitvista.com. Okay, last step you can click reload button, then you can log into Bigger and use it normally again. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Robin. Next is Kavito talking about Gaya 2.0. Kavito, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Wendy. So now we're introducing Gaia 2.0. We're upgrading Gaia so now she can be integrated with all our service. For example, like Atlas, best opportunity retargeting, bigger message, and any service or products in the future. So this one is more likely for developers to develop their application and want to use Slack as their media to make their service can be used easily by their users. So there will be three states: trigger, process, and send state. Trigger state is to display the initial message to Slack, and process state is to process the message from the trigger, and send state is to send what you already processed to your service. So if you're interested to integrate your system with Gaia, please read that documentation, and you can add your app configuration in the home app in Gaia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kavito. Next is Kaverdi, Ferdian. The floor is yours.
Okay, so we recently added a new feature to Gaia to improve our conference rate by engage with past guests. This actually has been around for some time, but we actually added some enhancement. So it will automate three key steps. First, it will identify unsuccessful inquiries. Then it will generate recommendations accordingly. And then lastly, it will send the message to Gaia through OTA. If you have any feedbacks or suggestion on how to improve the recommendation, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaverdi. Next, we'll jump to the company sim. So the first one, this company sim will be presented by Kak Kaila and Kak Marcel. The floor is yours first, Kak Kaila.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. All right, thank you, we can start on the strategy milestone. As mentioned by Mr. Jim before, in this part, this is actually accumulated or the overall recap of the strategy that we have been implementing or executing for the last 4 weeks, I believe, at least 3 weeks. And we can also see the result. Basically, we have broken this down into 3 things. The first one was been making progress and should be continued in the next upcoming months as best practices. Second one, what's been discovered strategic and to be removed. And the third one as new discovery. I think my signal is broken. I'm going to turn off my camera. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm not going to explain everything here because some of them having a deadline for last week, and we have also been aware that they have results, for example, the talent management and eliminating of underperforming properties and empowering high performing properties. What we'd like to point out is the things that have been making progress also should be continued would be the cleaning fee on Airbnb. That's the first one from the revenue side. If you can check on the result side, Jay. Yes, there's a report from Kalilis regarding the cleaning fee. So we have tried to make MVP for these 8 properties. And for villas, it seems to be working, but not really working on guest houses. This later on would be starting to be implemented or further discussed later on. For the talent management, we also are seeing results. So this is related to what Mr. Ching has presented before. A correct resource planning and talent management is actually what matters to produce more productivity and result. Eliminating underperformed properties are what we significantly have done. And also we are seeing result by this. This is aligned with what we need to do to make decisive directions and basically cut off from non-committed partners. Empowering the high-performing properties. In this case, I would like to present the report for Bingin Sun and Moon, in which starting from October of 18th until today, we have gained at least 8 reviews, with all of them mentioning helpful and friendly staff. This is overall a success and should be continued by this MVP. For the things that we discovered to be non-strategic and removed would be the last-minute discount. We're applying a significant last-minute discount, 20 to 40%, to prevent unsold nights due to high pricing. However, this is not really working for the low season because it's still unsold. So we'd like to keep the setting as it is. We also have 2 discoveries here. The first one, investment strategy commercializations. Seeing the demand of intelligence around property appraisal of land investment strategy, we'd like to sell the intelligence Bukit Vista has. If you take a look at the result side, we have a new discovery here that the demand keeps on increasing over time, while the price for investment strategy is lower than the appraisal. This is an opportunity to increase the price. We also need to create a video that shows the sample of our work so that many investors come to find the request for strategic. I believe in this one will be better coordinated later on with the awareness team, also to be displayed on our website. And last one, 10% November booking discount that has been deployed by the guest squad. We have not seen basically a clear impact on the number of revenue. I need to admit that, but we're seeing progress. So this one can be continued later on and will be basically reported next month starting on November. All right, that's all for the strategic milestone. This is a reminder that your input is very, very expected for everything that we have put here. So please do not be shy to put on debate if you would like to put your conclusions or your insights, and approve if you agree with the executions. All right, moving on to the achievements directly. Basically here, as per October 31st, today we have reached a revenue of $412,000, which accounts for almost 92%, is still meeting 1.3% minimum target. We have not been able to achieve this month's revenue target, even if we basically work until today ends. This won't be feasible to achieve basically. If you would like to see how's the progress, I would like to point out the 3 diagram below. You can check on the monthly revenue earned, the monthly occupation distribution, and most importantly, the daily revenue burn up charge, which you can see that we're having mostly unsold or high revenue potential that we haven't been able to achieve. The revenue, the owner usage for October stands at 3% at the moment. Okay, the last one would be the semester target. For the semester target, we still have an increase. The current achievement that we have, we are at $689,000. We achieved around almost 21%. We still have 152 days left. We at the moment we are achieving 73.3% for the 5-star ratings and 4.61 for the overall rating. We still have some time left, even though this put on decrease status here. you guys can also see that we are having almost a stable growth for the hospitality rating. So let's focus more on these three goals. Okay, I believe that's all. Back to you, Andy.
Okay, thank you, Kak Kayla. Maybe we can move on to core value recognition.
Oh yeah,
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. The first one is from Mr. Jing to Kak Bella. Mr. Jing, the floor is yours.
You're muted, sir.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So I want to just point this out. I think this is one of our. I'll take some time to actually explain this because I want everyone to understand. The one thing that we all actually get paid to do here, that pays for us, that actually allows us to reach our revenue goals and our hospitality goals, is maintaining great relationships with great partners. Okay, I'll say that again. Great relationships with great partners seems to be one of the things that gets us actually to reach all our goals. You can think of everything else that we do, everything else from revenue management, the operations and hospitality, business intelligence, engineering, marketing. It's really to actually support those great relationships. So everyone I've talked to miraculously who's dealt with Bella says they love Bukit Vista because of her work. So thank you, Bella, for going above and beyond and really looking out to maintain those relationships. Okay. I think Bella's a pioneer in this particular method, much better than I am at maintaining relationships. So yeah, let's support Bella and let's have more people have great relationships with our partners. Great partners, not crappy partners. Okay, great partners. All right, that's it.
Okay, the second one is from Kak Kayla to Kak Masai Adinda. Kak Kayla, the floor is yours.
Yep, Dinda, unfortunately, is not here. I'd like to recognize her because previously we had certain partners persona who tend to micromanage us, particularly in terms of the full board package on the very domestic and small things. This was the situations where we had not taken the lead correctly. However, after receiving feedback through the URC, that took a proactive approach to demonstrate courage by setting a clear expectation for our partners and serve a positive example of knowing your job. So basically say to partners, this is our job and that is your job. So let's go with that. There's really good expectation things and partners actually receive that really positive response. So for everyone here, this is also a reminder not to try to know what you're doing and to be confident with it. Thank you.
Okay, the last one is from Moayana to some people. The time is yours, Moayana.
Okay, from my side is actually to thank to the team that involved in the event successfully in Bali. So yeah, Jing just appointment. Can you help for the event and I just coordinate, everyone the team doing their job. So bravo for everyone. So every details, a small detail that you put into the event, it's very meaningful to get, to have fun in the end. So thank you so much. I don't mention one by one because there's many names in there. So
hey, I'll mention them. I think this is actually really cool. I want to thank. Okay, all right. Well, you already have them up there. All right. Nadia, thank you for being the visionary and the leader. Nadia went through a lot of the planning to set up the decoration, the theme, and organize all the different areas. If it wasn't for Nadia, then we'd be in a chaotic mess and the place would probably look pretty ugly too. Joanna, all right. Joanna worked extra hard to organize all the setup and everything along with Bimo, who I'm not sure why he's not here, but Bimo also helped Joanna get all the setup. And Joanna's husband also built a little fire pit outside of the base just to have us be able to celebrate. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Okay, Nanda and Bimo, thank you for getting the heavy lifting done and moving around the very heavy furniture. This place was completely transformed. Yes, Muddy Ganesh took some really fun pictures, and that way we'll always be remembered throughout time. And whoever hosted karaoke did a really good job. I think it was Amanda. Amanda, your station was be the most pumped up, powerful station. Everybody really enjoyed the karaoke. Marcel, thank you for taking after the game room and adding energy there. Yeah, Shaylin, thank you for organizing labor. Did she organize labor? We had a lot of extra hands there, so I thought that was really cool. And also being one
me.
of the oh yeah? Oh, okay. And Mahesi and Erica, thank you for eliminating any awkward dead pauses or dead air as new guests came in. You guys are very bubbly, champagne-like hosts, so thank you for also getting that in. Yeah, thanks for everyone making the Halloween event possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Jing and Mawayana. Now
Sorry.
maybe we can skip the personal updates and move on to the announcement. So there's 3 announcements will be presented by Kashelin, all of them. Kashelin, the time is yours.
Oh, okay. All of the announcement from my side. Okay, so there's quite a few of announcements to be made, which is important for everyone over here. The first one is the ship management. So we are having our ship prepared in advance. For now, we are preparing it 1 month in advance. So if you see in the ship arrangement like table, we've been like organizing it for like the whole November in this case. So we would expect all upper managers to set their team schedule accordingly. So especially for those teams in the operation side, it is important that we cannot have multiple team members having off at the same time. So do make sure that it's arranged well. And yeah, do plan well and plan smart. So that's the first announcement. Moving on to the second one, Jay. Okay, this is actually an enforcement for the journal evaluation. As you all know, payroll is coming in, and like in the previous months, there were actually like delayed evaluation leading to delayed payments of your pay, basically. So quick announcement that we will apply penalty for late evaluations. And let's say if there's any dispute or any issue regarding the evaluation itself. So all of that needs to be completed, to be like concluded by the end of the 3rd November in this case by 6 p.m. WITA. So you can see the timeline in the following link as well. So this is valid for leaders as well as employees. Okay. And last but not least, this is a heads up to everyone in the company. For those of you who didn't know, that this is a quick announcement that we have decided to issue termination for DAFA, our previous data scientist intern, as per 25th of October last week. So reason of the termination is circulating of lacking in transparency as well as motivation from his side. So to give you a little bit of a context, the team has also like issued warnings previously regarding with this like transparency as well as motivation issue the past few weeks, and unfortunately there's not much of a significant improvement from there. So if you need more context, feel free to reach out to Mia, guys, or if you'd like, you can see the perspective from Bella as well as the VP of PI. Okay, that will be all from the announcement from my side. I'll give it back to Wendy.
To me, directly. Okay, so I will take over the all hands floor right now. So first of all, thank you very much for joining us until now, and we are very sorry for the 7 minutes delay. And yeah, finally the all hands is finished. So guys, let's get back to work and have a good week ahead. Thank you very much, guys, and see you next week.
Okay, see you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. Happy Halloween.